another exciting video. In this video, we are going to learn about the most powerful and the strongest dynasties of ancient India, the Nanda dynasty. This dynasty, it is known for its great wealth, strong army and powerful rulers. And we are also going to learn about the famous kings like Mahapadmananda, the founder of the dynasty, and Dhanananda, the last ruler of this dynasty. And we are also going to connect this story with the invention of Alexander the Great. So let's start the video. Nanda dynasty. Mahapadmananda established the Nanda dynasty. Mahapadmananda was the founder of this dynasty. He was the person who started this dynasty here. Okay, Mahapadmananda established the Nanda dynasty and was known as a Ekrat. He was known as a Ekrat. Ekrat means sole ruler, means one powerful king or one supreme ruler or one supreme monarch, like boss. He reduced the influence of Kshatriya ruler. He reduced the influence of Kshatriya ruler, means he defeated many Kshatriyas here. Expanded his territory into large army. Okay, his large empire. He expanded his territory. He expanded his kingdom by capturing many regions. Because of this, he built a large and huge empire. Maintained a powerful standing army and imposed heavy taxes to support administration and military strength. Here, to protect his kingdom, he kept a strong standing army here. Because of this, he collected heavy taxes from the people. Now let's move to the next ruler, that Dhanananda. After Mahapadmananda, his son Dhanananda, he became the ruler. Next, Dhanananda was the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty of Magad in 4th century BCE. Okay, Dhanananda was the last ruler of a Nanda dynasty in Magad during the 4th century BCE. Known for his large army, he was known for his large army and heavy taxation, for imposing a heavy tax. Okay, for heavy taxation. During his time, Alexander the Great invaded northwestern India, but did not advance into Magad. During his time, during his reign, Alexander the Great, he attacked the northwestern part of India, but he did not attack Magad. Why? Because of strong army of Dhanananda. See, later Chandragupta Maurya, with the help of Chanakya, defeated Dhanananda and established Mauryan rule. See, one interesting story is there. So listen carefully. One day, a wise scholar, his name is Chanakya, and who is also known as Kautilya and Vishnugupta. Okay, scholar name is Chanakya. One day, Chanakya, he visited to Dhanananda's court. Chanakya, he approached the Dhanananda for seeking some help, for the support. He came here for seeking for help, but Dhanananda, he refused to help. He insulted him. Because of this, the Chanakya, he was very angry and he decided to take revenge. Then he guided a young man, that is Chandragupta Maurya. He trained Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya, with help of Chanakya, he grew as a leader. And finally, he defeated Dhanananda. So this is how Nanda dynasty come to end. Okay, this marked the end of Nanda dynasty and the beginning of Mauryan dynasty. Alexander 356 BC. So Alexander, he was born in 356 BCE and he was died in 323. So Alexander was born in 356 BC and he was died in 323 BC. He was the son of Philip of Macedonia. He was the son of Philip II of Macedonia, who invaded India 326. He invaded India during 326 BC. After capturing capturing Asia Minor, Egypt, Syria, Mesopotamia and Persia. Before coming to India, he already had captured the important places like Mesopotamia, Persia, Asia Minor Asia and Egypt, Syria. After capturing these places, he entered India here. At that time, in northwest India was split up into small independent states like Takshashila, Punjab and Gandhara. When he came to India, our country, it was divided into small kingdoms. And each kingdom is ruled by different kings. For example, Takshila, Punjab and Gandhara. So here, Takshila was under Ambi, who surrendered without fighting. Here Takshila, which was under control of Ambi, he surrendered Alexander without fighting because he was afraid, he was very scared of Alexander. So that's why he surrendered Alexander without fighting. Except Porus, who ruled the areas of between rivers Jhelum and Chenab. One brave king is there, that is, his name is Porus. He refused to surrender. He said no. He bravely fight against Alexander in the famous battle is Hadaspes. So let's see that. Except Porus, who ruled the areas of between rivers Jhelum and Chenab, Porus fought famous battle of Hadaspes but was defeated. But unfortunately, he was defeated in this battle. So who challenged Alexander? Porus. Porus, he challenged Alexander. He fought with Alexander in the battle of Hadaspes, but the Porus, he got defeated. Now next, when Alexander reached the beach, his soldier refused to go. When Alexander, he marched forward, when he reached the place beast, his own soldier, one unaccepted thing was happened here. What is that? His soldier refused to go. His soldier, they refused to go. So he was forced. Because why? Because they all are very tired. They are like exhausted. They are missing their families. So that's why they said no. They refused to go forward. So he forced to retreat. So he agreed to return. For mark the farthest point of his advance, he erected 12 huge stone altars on the northern bank of Beas. So, for his achievement. So, to mark his farthest point. So, that's why he built a huge, 12 huge stone altars on the northern bank of Beas. On the northern bank of Beas, he built 12 huge stone altars. For what? For a remark of his achievement. Remained in India for 19 months. He stayed in India for 19 months. He died in 323 BC at Babylonia. In Babylonia, he was assassinated by someone and he died in year that is 323 BC.